They will tell you that Portuguese is the hardest language to learn. This is false. They love Brazil and they think Portuguese is great, and it is, but it is not the hardest language to learn. But it is hard because there's just a lot of different tenses and things that we don't have in English. And there's a difference, if you know Spanish, whatever, there's a difference between por and para. You might never figure it out. That's okay. They'll still know what you're trying to say. I got really lucky in that my first 2 companions were Brazilian. And I only ever had one American companion on the mission. And even then, we never spoke English with each other. So as long as you just speak the language as much as possible, and don't be afraid to speak, even if you know you're going to mess up, because that's how you figure it out, is messing up and someone correcting you, or you looking in the book later and saying, oh, I did that wrong. But practicing is the best thing you can do. Doing companionship study in Portuguese, reading the scriptures in Portuguese, practice reading as well as speaking. Pray for the gift of tongues, because that's a good thing to have. It helps a lot. Don't be afraid to ask people to repeat things. They're not going to get offended. If they do, that's their problem, and they're probably not going to listen to your message anyway. But I mean, members and even people on the street, they're more than willing to help you figure things out. And if you ask, like, oh, like, how do you say this? Then they'll help you as much as they can to figure it out. I carried my dictionary around with me for the first 6 months, something like that, 9 months. But even then, most of the time, what helped was just looking at my companion and being like, hey, so like saying the sentence, getting to the word I didn't know, and then trying to describe it and having her tell it to me. That works way better than looking it up in the dictionary, because then you remember the whole process of how you got to that word. But yeah, you can do it. Portuguese is a lot of fun, and once you figure it out, it's great. It's a fun language.